gear. Indeed, even a wave of interest from America's billionaires won't bring more than a handful. Production has to stop by the end of this year. If you can afford the 7-figure price tag, and deal with the paperwork of personally importing it under show and display regulations, you could end up with a true one-off. Rationally, it makes almost no sense. For $1 million you could instead buy every one of its obvious rivals. But then, is a 200-foot yacht a rational decision? Or a Rembrandt? A bargain compared with those non-automotive status symbols. The Lagonda taraf is intended to be perhaps the first of a new line of sedan models aimed at challenging Rolls-Royce and Bentley. Consider it a toe-dipping exercise to gauge demand in this most rarefied part of the market. Like Wonka's golden ticket. The car we're driving was used for the original launch in Dubai, its topaz gold paintwork clearly chosen to work in the bright light of the desert. But even in the gloom of the English winter it stands out like a winning lottery ticket. Presence is an overused term when applied to cars, but the taraf has enough to be a rolling occurrence. It has the swagger of a concept car and a palpable air of menace. If Idi Amin or Nicolae Ceausescu were still alive, they'd be trading their grosser Mercedes 600s for one. The external body panels are made from carbon fiber, but beneath the surface the taraf is less radical. To describe it as an XL version of the Rapid S sedan downplays the huge effort that has gone into creating it, but it's a fair summary of the truth. The taraf sits on a stretched version of Aston's familiar VH aluminum architecture, with a 7.9-inch, longer wheelbase than the Rapid. It's powered by Aston's usual 5.9-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine, here in 540 HP tune. Power is sent to the rear wheels through an 8-speed automatic transaxle, which is mounted pretty much between the rear seats. Climb into the driver's seat and the Rapid connection is reinforced. The taraf shares the same dashboard and switchgear, and the front door panels are barely differentiated. Sliding the seat back puts average-sized drivers in uncomfortable proximity to the substantial B-pillar, limiting visibility, with the high beltline reinforcing the impression that you're in a large coupe. Of course, the typical taraf buyer is only fractionally more likely to drive themselves than they are to pilot their own Learjet, which is why far more effort has been spent on the back of the car. It's pretty much the diametric opposite of the tight-fitting Rapid S's gloomy, crypt-like cabin, with all of the wheelbase stretch going toward extra rear legroom. It's not as spacious as its rivals. The rear seats don't recline and are still divided by a substantial leather-covered hillock, but it's definitely the most spacious backseat Aston has produced since the last.